Emma McLean is out to smash the motherhood penalty. So she's turned up with a sledgehammer. She wants to smash this penalty, which is the price that mothers pay for working and having children. Having a family is hard. But what is really tiring is that it is only mothers who pay this penalty, she says, when they become parents. It's only mothers that pay an up to 60% salary penalty over the first 5 years of establishing their family. Only mothers see their retirement savings penalised because of the caregiving requirements that they are fulfilling. And only mothers get sidelined in their careers because of the lack of quality part-time roles. See, part-time roles aren't good enough. And Emma wants to smash it, reverse it, and she's with us now. G'day. Nice
Kia
to see
ora.
you. Is that right? Have I said that right?
Yeah, that's right. I mean, it's a penalty that when we become parents, only in 2024, it's still only mums paying it.
It's madly sexist, isn't it?
Well, I mean, this is not about mums and dads. This is about the system. This is about, government paid parental leave's only available to one parent.
Yeah, I know. I looked at that. I know. So what they say is men don't stay home with their kids.
And the thing is that...
But some want to.
Pardon?
Some want to.
Oh, absolutely. We need to make space for dads to step into their role at home because you will know, Duncan, it is one of the most enriching things you can do in your life.
It's tiring and hard.
Yep.
And especially that sort of the murder hour at 5 o'clock, it's all going mad. But when you have it, enjoy it, embrace it. That's your now,
Yeah.
But the world doesn't encourage you to.
No, I mean, even the whole system, right? So paid parental leave as talks about a primary carer and a secondary carer.
Yeah, so we are diminished already.
Exactly.
Yeah, we're nothing,
Why are we using this terminology? We are both equal, right? And it sets up the wrong dynamics right from the start.
Okay, so how do we change this? Because, I mean, good on you too. It's great. But you're taking on a culture. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. A long-standing culture of hundreds of years.
Yeah.
So
how
what
do we
do?
change? Well, I think we get people like you, Duncan, talking about it. We actually need to get dads, men, talking about this. Because if women carry this load still, nothing will change.
And what made you do this? How did it kick off for you?
Well, I paid the motherhood penalty. You know, I've got 3 kids. They're all teenagers now. Myself and my husband had the same salary when we both became parents. My salary has been ended.
Yes.
I had to reinvent myself as a working parent coach and away from my marketing stream, which I'd done my degree in. I'd worked hard for 20 years to build a brand, build a career. And when you have 3 children, that's a lot. There's a lot of mental load involved with that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of physical load. You overlay additional medical needs, learning needs, and that is a lot. Keeping a family of 5 operational is a full-time job.
Yeah, it actually involves more than it involves 2 people plus anyone else that can help.
Yeah, and that's right. And now we don't live with families anymore, right?
No.
We are all doing this alone. And I work with so many parents who are newly arrived to New Zealand, no family at all. This is tough.
And I reckon this is where we've got it wrong. We need to go right back and look at, and especially I think other cultures do this better than us. But as a Pākehā New Zealander, we don't have our parents with us. We don't have generations of people with us. I look around where I live, and there's 3 or 4 generations all living together. Now, big houses, lots of cars out the front, but they're living together. They have support systems and structures, and the grandparents are parents, and the parents are grandparents. It's all there. We are single economic units, and we do it so hard.
Yeah, I mean, Indigenous cultures around the world. You don't parent alone, you parent through the village.
Yes.
Singapore is a great example of a system that is valuing caregiving. They have recently announced that they are going to pay grandparents to look after grandchildren.
I saw that. Now, I talked about this with Paula Bennett some time ago, and she was looking at this, but I don't think it went anywhere because we don't do that here.
No,
there are so many grandparents involved.
Totally. But also, you think about you as a working parent. When our kids get sick, everything falls apart, right? There is no net. And by the way, kids get sick. Like, you can't avoid it.
And you get sick because of that too.
Exactly.
Yeah. What about the annual leave structure as well? Just look at everything. So the annual leave structure is 4 or 5 weeks or whatever it is. And school holiday terms are 8 weeks of 12 weeks.
12
weeks.
Let's
13.
go for 12
Let's go 13.
weeks.
They don't start till 8th of February sometimes.
Yeah.
So let's go 13 weeks. How are you meant to do it? Because how are you meant to do it? Because this no longer works in a modern world.
No, I mean, and also it's expensive. If you're putting your kids into school holiday programs, that is budget you have got to find from nowhere. I mean, it doesn't work, and it's not a holiday. We need to rename them.
But every time I used to take the school holidays off every year, all of them.
Yeah.
Every year. I'd bank the holidays, keep them, hold them back, and then go every 2 weeks,
Yeah.
and make sure of it.
Yeah.
Because it really mattered to me.
Yeah.
And I look back now and think, I'm glad I did.
Yeah.
Because you can't take that away, and I'm close to my kids as a result of things like that. Standing in queues.
That's a privilege, though, right? Like being able to do that, not
but
everyone.
the phone kept going, and there's pressure to get back to work every day. Don't worry about that. But I think turning around a system and a structure you mean you've got to turn around governments, you've got to turn around business, you've got to turn around all of them.
Totally. But it's the system is broken, not the parents, right? And I think we can pit mums and dads against each other. That's not what this is about. Women got the memo that we could break into the boardroom, but men have not got the memo they can break into the home. Yeah,
that's a really good point. Lila Hurry, when I was in Parliament as a journalist, late 90s, Lila Hurry came in from the Alliance Party and was pushing a pram up and down Lambton Quay as a way of saying, hey, we need paid parental leave. All the major parties thought, what a weirdo. Paid parental leave? How liberal and how expensive. Well, they've only just added to it and made it better over time. And the best private companies now will offer that and more.
The best, so some of the private companies are offering paid parental leave for both parents, topped up to your salary for 18 weeks.
This is for high-end, top-end staff? Or everyone?
I think it's for everyone, but they're in the big firms. And so... But that is how we change the system, because if a dad can be at home for 18 weeks sole charge, you know what is required to keep that family going.
Yeah.
You don't become a helper at home. You actually become an owner.
Well, you're the leader.
Absolutely.
And so I'll tell you what we need to do, because I've done the shopping here and I've done this and we've done that and we need this, and
exactly.
You're in charge. And you see that with the big companies. They're ahead of governments. They're ahead of the culture in this.
Yes.
So you can take the lead from that. And you see that across different sectors as well. They are actually leading in this area. Have you got in front of the government? Have you spoken to ministers? How do you do it?
I haven't. I'm really trying to change the system by working with my corporate businesses.
Yeah, so you're working sort of ground up stuff.
Yeah, and also I'm trying to agitate for change with the things like the part-time powerless, which I've spoken to you about, because if parents can't build their career in part-time roles at a senior, they just off-ramp. And they retrain to become personal trainers and interior designers.
Is that what they do?
And no shade on them, but we actually need general managers. We need parents that are high in the organisation. And if we can't complain, particularly from a woman perspective, if there's no woman at the top, if we haven't helped mums in the middle of their career when they are sleep deprived, they have identity issues, and they are overwhelmed and exhausted.
Yes. I remember my wife was straight back to work, wanted to get back to work and get back into work, and I said, you don't have to, so don't.
Well,
don't.
Well, yes.
But I need to stay there, I need to feel worthy.
This it's confusing, Duncan, right? This is complicated, like many things in our society.
Yeah, but it's good to have the conversation. You need men to talk about it too.
Thank you for talking about it, Duncan, because this is the answer. We need men talking about this. Women have been talking about this for a long time, and we want you to pick up the mantle.
I hate the idea that we're somehow secondary, and that men aren't. Dads are crucial.
Dads are so important.
I don't have a dad anymore, right? You knew my dad.
Yeah.
I don't have my father's not around anymore. Yeah. Dads are bloody crucial.
Dads are so important.
And we somehow, and I think we have over time, reduced their roles. But also they must do all these things, be all these sorts of things. But in the final say comes to it, no, you have no say in that. I just think we've been reduced in many ways.
I think that we need to make space for dads. Okay, I think that dads have a lot of beliefs around what being a dad is, and they may not really work out anymore. It might not just be about being a big provider. Maybe it's about being an active caregiver as well. It's culturally, we need to make space for dads to show up into more than just being a provider. Yeah,
and so women need to empower us as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
In that sense.
Absolutely.
I know you do. I know you absolutely do. But some don't.
No, and again, this is complicated, Duncan.
Yeah, but it's great to talk about it.
Yeah, exactly, because mums get a memo that, to show love, you do all this stuff at home, but then they're actually doing stuff at work as well. So it's complicated. What we need to do is talk about it. If you have a partner, talk about this, because with a curious mind, because we can very quickly go to defensiveness.
But we can also change quite quickly too. We can adapt really quickly. If you look at the anti-smacking bill, when that came through, New Zealanders were happy, whacking their kids or whatever. But that bill, it forced us to look at ourselves, and it forced us to have the discussion.
Yeah,
and
totally.
even if you saw people mouthing off about it privately, it made them register.
Totally. Totally.
what they were doing. And you actually saw change.
Totally.
The mongrels will always be the mongrels. But the change at the next level down has been, I think, quite significant.
Yeah. No, I mean, I believe in dads, right? There's a win-win-win. Dads that are more involved in their kids have better mental health, better relationships with their kids, and your relationship is better. Where's the downside to that?
Exactly. But I think business thinks they're losing something here. Or they might have to give more. You know what I mean? That might cost them more. Or
I think businesses would say they support it, but the problem is culturally, 2 out of 3 men feel uncomfortable talking about having flexible working arrangements with their employer because they feel it's going to limit their career. And now that we need to smash that.
Yeah.
We need to smash that because women are having that all the time. And breaking news, it does smash your career. But we need to share that out because when we can normalise this, everything will be equalised.
Yeah. And so I'm a contractor now. I'm not an employee. And it gives you huge freedom. There's all sorts of ways you can set yourself up as well. If the business wants you, they will want you.
Absolutely.
Make yourself indispensable, but on your terms.
Yep.
Gosh, it's hard, isn't it? Nice to see you. You're making good progress. Do you feel like you're making progress?
Oh, well, I love my job because parents are the best and I love supporting them.
Yeah. I also think parents are very good workers too because they know about time management. I was a much better worker after having kids.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I had a few. And
this isn't a therapy session.
No, well, you'd be much harder, much tougher, and be much longer. No, but seriously though, you become quite a real discipline. You're really disciplined with your time.
You have better perspective. You understand. They are uncontrollable. If you were a boss at work, when you get home, you realise you're nothing. It's really refreshing.
On the AM show, because I was on my own during that time, and I had Buster at home with me. He was 5 or 6. I'd take him to work and put him under a duvet, hide him under a duvet on the couch.
Brilliant.
The AM show, he popped up, waved to the camera. Yeah, nice to see you. You're doing great work.
Thank you.
Yeah, all the very best.
Duncan Garner.